Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 23rd, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm, which gets it out to more people. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. One more. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. Fantastic. So we are crowned here. This is the full moon in Sagittarius, which will be on the 23rd of May. This is where I live. It might be a little bit different depending on where you are in the world. So here we are crowned with the Eight of Cups reversed. So this moon it's a very powerful moon. Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is astoundingly strong, astoundingly positive. Neptune is also playing a huge role during this moon. So we're connecting with our dreams, with what we desire. We're going to see the manifestation of the intentions that we set 6 months ago in the new moon in Sagittarius really start coming forward. So there's a completion of goals that we want, we desire, but also a blooming into ourselves. The Eight of Cups is like, hey, listen, be mindful that we will have a hard time kind of choosing ourselves, choosing to walk the path that we need to walk, not walking away from something that we need to walk away from. So just being aware of this during this time, because we have so many tremendously good blessings to us coming, here, Scorpio, that we don't want to stay stuck. So just be aware of that. It moves us then to the King of Pentacles reversed. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Our sister sign is Taurus. So if we have Taurus energy in our chart, in our life, we might not be getting on the best with them, but they also might be bringing up things in ourselves that we're not ready to look at. With the Eight of Cups reversed, there's a lot that we might be like, you know what, I want to leave that alone right now. And we can have certain energies coming up and saying, yeah, but with the seeds you want to plant, with the way that you want to move forward, you have to look at it now. So being aware of this, and also knowing that even though we might not feel like we are financially blessed, like we are financially prosperous, like we are moving forward exactly in the way that we wanted to, and we kind of can be a little bit jealous and coveting during this time. It's kind of like, ooh, I want that, type of thing. The King of Pentacles reverse can make us very rigid. It's like, okay, I have to follow just like this, and if it's not for monetary gain or what I value as much as money, it doesn't have purpose, but it's going to be leaning more heavily towards something substantial like money, or what you can like weigh or see, or people can go, oh yeah, that's worth something, as much as money. So just be aware of that during this time. It moves us then to the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is having a cross your fingers for wish coming true. And that is really, really beautiful and really powerful for us here, Scorpio. With the Nine of Cups, there's a sense of celebration, there's a sense of alignment, there's a sense of joy coming forward. It brings us then to the King of Wands. The King of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This full moon is, of course, in Sagittarius. And so we're going to see that it is empowering, it is invigorating. We are going to see our passion coming back. So a lot of the intentions that we had wanted to align ourselves with is going to come forward in the realm of passion, in the realm of, yes, I can, very much Jupiter positivity energy coming forward, which is spectacular for us. So that is really, really great. I really like that. Then we have the Ace of Swords reversed. And this has to be one of my favorite cards because I just think it is so, so, so beautiful. I believe that is it the Fibonacci sequence? I always forget. As soon as the camera rolls, I'm like, I don't remember what this is called, but this is like that perfection in art. And I love it that it's of the mind, and her cloak is, of the stars, and the key is here. It's like we have everything. We just have to remember that we have so much, that we are positively and beautifully blessed. So with the Ace of Swords reversed, we can find it a little bit hard during this time to really embrace our voice. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't embrace our voice, but we can be like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, can't somebody else say it? Can't somebody else do it? Type of deal. And with the Ace of Swords coming into play, This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of our voice, of our passion, of what we desire, of unlocking, where we want to be in our lives, looking at things so much more clearly, so much more openly, so much more honestly. And so with the Ace of Swords reversed, there's that clarity coming forward, but there's almost a sense of like, oh no, it couldn't be. Like, it couldn't be that, or I can't do this. And Spirit's like, why? Why are we resisting? Or why is there the I can't that's coming up first and foremost? It leads us then to the Five of Wands reverse. And this is a great card to have reverse. The Five of Wands is bickering and it's pettiness, and it's a real sense here with it being reversed of like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not playing this game. I'm not, I'm just not. So we're going to see here that we're looking at people and it's like, well, if you want to do it, great, but I'm not doing it. The Eight of Wands, the repeat of the number 8, one in the upright position, one in the reverse position here is pretty powerful. So 8 is a very practical number. It is a number of like, yes, of course I can. If you ever meet anybody who's like born on an 8 path, they're so terribly like logical and down to earth and usually highly successful because of that. But with the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, we can be so practical that we can excel at work, right? We can excel at certain things, but we're going to see that also we're a little bit too practical. It's like, let a bit of the whimsy come in, let a bit of the joy and the connection and the insight lead us forward. The 8 of Wands, this time it's going to move really fast. It is going to move really fast, even if it seems like it's moving really, really slow. The 8 of Wands for us is saying, hey, listen, it all speeds up and it all moves quite intensely. Now, then we have the Emperor reverse. It's very interesting because we started off with the King of Pentacles reversed, and now we have the Emperor reversed. And we can have a disconnect with sacred masculine energy that we need to connect with, we need to step into. So looking at that, but we also have a connection with one of the most masculine, right? The wands and the swords are seen as very masculine energies with the King of Wands coming forward. So this is going to be a time for us where if we have Aries energy in our chart, we might not be connecting with it very well if we have Aries energy in our life. But also we can be looking at things and we can have, male role models in our lives or people who kind of drop the ball, right? And so we look at this now as, oh, this is bad, not instead of this was a person who wasn't meant to be a role model for me, or what they were meant to show me in this life was just that, you know what, that's not for me and I don't like it. So here we're going to see this during this time. We can have tyrannical energy around us, very much an energy of, well, if I can't see it's worth, it doesn't matter type of thing, not the emotional work, not the commitment, not anything like that. So just being aware of this during this time can be very helpful because we can feel almost like, am I making something too big? Like, am I putting value on something that really isn't worth anything? And because we do have that 8 practicality coming forward, we can sit there and say, oh, it isn't quite as practical as it should be. It isn't, making the money that it might be making or should be making, or I'm not, contributing in this way and that way. So therefore it has to be worthless. And that's not true. This is going to be a time, and this is a time for us here, Scorpio, with the Sagittarius full moon, of bringing back the spark, bringing back the beauty, connecting with our dreams, looking at things in a bigger, much more open, much more honest way, and really seeing that fire within ourselves and being like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I've got this type of deal. Now let me just fix camera just a bit for you guys. I hope that's better. Okay, so here we are going to see that, yes, we're highly passionate, right? The Sagittarius full moon can make us a little bit too passionate. So do be mindful about that. We can, like romance wise, we can be very passionate, but also in our work, in what we want, we can come to everything with a lot of fire to us. And we do need to temper that a bit because the fire energy of Sagittarius is kind of like, creeping into everybody, and it's great, but it's also super exuberant and everybody can be just a little bit intense. So do be mindful about that. Now let's see what Spirit has to say. If you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a flower in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. So good luck to everyone. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, which has been updated. Okay, we have joyous here, reverse. We need to remember to come to things with joy. We just do. It is going to be so important to follow the joy within our hearts, to be joyous within our soul. It's not saying you have to be happy every moment of every day. That's ridiculous. But it's finding the beauty again. It's seeing the beauty again. And it's like, oh, that's it. Because sometimes we live in a world where, you know, there's almost like a filter on it and everything's sepia. Like the tones are just dulled down. And it's because everything has been so intense. It has been so challenging. And now it's kind of time to combat this world, this crazy, crazy world we live in with joy, with love, with connection, with beauty of soul and self. It moves us then to our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. This is universal light reversed. So this is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And there's a sense of being disconnected. Sometimes I know when my soul star chakra and I are disconnected, when I think of the great expanse of things, you know, and like being part of the stars or being part of the galaxy or, having your troubles move out into the sea type of thing. And just that huge expanse, it like, it feels like it's sinking a little bit. Like, that feeling when like the elevator stops and you have that little bounce, like in some elevators, that's the feeling I get sometimes. And that's when I know that I'm out of alignment with my universal light, with the soul star chakra. And so here I just wanted to pass on that information because it's a little bit hard to know, okay, when's my soul star chakra and I out of alignment? So connecting with that energy, connecting with being part of a bigger expanse of things and universal wisdom, universal connection, kind of the sense of this higher energy, but also this connection to love and beauty and the brilliance that is our world, moving us forward. We can get really caught up in the nastiness of things. And yes, we can. But here with the universal light, it's like, but there is such beauty also to be connected with. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is Sir Nunus. This is the devil. So just be aware here, the devil energy, Capricorn energy. Well, the devil represents Capricorn in the major arcana. This is Saturn energy. And Saturn is very practical. Jupiter enhances anything that comes forward. So we have Saturn energy coming forward here to be mindful of. And that plays into the repeat of the number 8. That plays into the kind of like, very monetarily focused or, very what can you achieve focused way of looking at things. Saturn can be very militant, can be very determined, can be very, order everything up just in a beautiful little line and make everything work like clockwork. Saturn is fantastic at that. It's a fantastic energy, right? But sometimes heightened, it can always make us feel like we're never going to be good enough. We're never going to get everything to be perfect. And Sununus is one of the chaos gods, right? So in Celtic mythology, he's one of the chaos gods, and the devil is just a conglomeration of chaos gods. So looking at that here and really saying, okay, there's chaos that comes in to our lives, and it just does. And it shocks us. It rips, away from us innocence or naivety or, the immortality of life that we're born with when we're little, and then we realize, oh no, that's not the case as we get older, type of thing. And so here, it's looking at things and it's saying, how do I not run away from the chaos? How do I see the chaos, but then not be engulfed by it? This is why it's also an addiction card, right? Because it's like, how do I not want to seek out oblivion instead of facing the chaos within the world, within myself, within life? So here it's like, be mindful about this, be mindful of the greater expanse of yourself moving you forward. Be mindful of kind of getting caught up in either it's like either you just have like a huge big party all the time, or you're so strict with yourself, that everything is just scheduled down to the last minute and there's going to be no in between. So just be very mindful about this during this time because it's important. Now in the Sabian symbols, okay, which I am just starting to learn about, the full moon in Sagittarius is symbolizes that of a child learning how to walk. And I think that is beautiful because from the outside, what it looks like is like, man, you're stumbling. Like, wow, that's really hard. That's hard, that's complex, and you're not really good at it, right? You ever see a little kid learning how to walk? It's just tremendous tenacity. It's tremendous patience. It's frustration. It's tantrums. It's the whole gamut of emotions. But it's that stick to itiveness that then leads to a huge milestone that changes their lives, right? And here, that's what this moon is for us. It can bring up the gamut of emotions. We can look at things and say, I'm not prosperous enough. I'm not, in the level of authority that I want to be in. Right now, the energy here for us, Scorpio, is I always want to achieve more. I always want to push the envelope a little bit more. You can be doing absolutely amazingly, right? You could be giving like 150%. You could be rocking it. But in the back of your mind during this moon, it's like, I can shine brighter. I can do better. Sure, but also celebrate your wins. Celebrate you. Calm it down and center it because you don't want to be like this burning bright intensity that then just burns out. So just be aware of this. That's why the 9 of Cups is like, bring the cups to the table. Celebrate yourself. See your successes. See you. Honor you. The King of Wands is enhancing the Sagittarius time. It's embracing our fire. It's embracing our tenacity. It's embracing what we desire within life. Prosperity, the seeds being planted, we can also get really frustrated. How much longer am I supposed to be nurturing this? This should already be taking off. This should already be next level. It's taking longer than I want it to. Remember, when we have fire, right? Fire can burn up. Fire boils water, right? We're water sign energies. But fire, at the core of the earth, that fire that is burning has that ring of metal around it that causes the magnetic field of the earth, that is extraordinary. The fire at the center of the earth is exquisitely important. If it was too hot, things would go awry. If it wasn't hot enough, things would go awry. And so here, when we're looking at our fire, when we're looking at our passion, it's like, how do I balance that so that my passion doesn't engulf me, or so that it doesn't either like run cold, right? Or run too hot. And so when we see that with the King of Wands, this is my fire, this is my tenacity, this is my passion, this is how I'm moving forward. And with the Ace of Swords reverse, it's knowing our mind, but then being afraid to truly claim it and say, this is where I need to be, or this is what I'm unlocking, or this is my voice, and I get to be proud of it. We are going to be facing so much during this time. We're going to be looking at things so differently than we have looked at them before. And as we question and as we seek and as we dive deeper, we're shedding our old self. It's like a snake shedding its skin. And what we leave behind, people are like, oh, but that could have been you, right? It could have been perfect, but it wasn't. And I actually hesitated as the word perfect came out of my mouth to say perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. This is not a time of perfection. This is a time of the wild craziness of dreams. This is a time that Neptune comes in and says, think of the extraordinary. Think of the extraordinary. What extraordinary things do you want to do? Do you want to start creating within your life? Something that at first just seems like a dream, because in this full moon, Scorpio, you can take that dream and pull it down into reality and start to make of it, what you dare. And it brings us then to leaving behind the chaos with the 5 of Wands reverse. It's like, I'm so done with this. I'm so done with the petty squabbling. I'm so done with the pettiness, the chaoticness. And the 8 of Wands is like, once we say that, all of a sudden things start moving so fast. They start moving so fast that it seems like with the Emperor reverse, I don't have a great grasp on it. So we can become tyrannical to ourselves, to others. We can start to say, I have to hold on tighter. And Spirit saying, what if you let the wind take you? What if you become like a dandelion puff and let the wind take you where it may? The 8 of Cups reversed. This is going to be a time, again, where we question, where we're looking, how do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? How do I leave behind what I thought I would want? And we're holding on to it because it's like, well, what if it's useful? Like, what if it's worth something? What if it's useful? And it's like, what if you set yourself free? What happens then? It moves us to our spirit energy, which is relax. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Take time that is just enjoyable, relaxing, and beautiful for you. It moves us to our chakra energy, which is listening reversed. Now, this is the throat chakra. I love I love listening. I love listening. It was something at one point not too long ago where I almost felt like the world was too much, right? Too much was coming at me, too much listening, too much connecting, too much, too much, too much. But the art of listening is a powerful, sacred art that nobody has anymore. Or that's I'm being, exaggerated. But not everybody listens. Very few people listen. People love, love, love to talk, but it's hard to find a good listener. With the throat chakra here reversed, hum, sing, chant. That's going to be so important to really help embrace your throat chakra. It also helps your thyroid, so that's great. But embracing your throat chakra and then just saying, I'm going to listen, because we're going to have an aversion or just even feel like I had felt that while ago, where it was like it was too much. My brain was taking in too much. My ears were taking in too much, right? You might find that your ears are very sensitive right now. And it's like, oh, I just need everything to be quieter. And you may find that about you also. You may find that you'll say things like, oh, that was too loud, or that was too loud. And I never realized, because using myself as an example, I never realized how sensitive I was to sound until I was explaining something to somebody. And I was like, oh, but that was too loud. And that was too loud. And they're like, you always are explaining like the jarring sounds of things, and that affects you. So here, when we listen, it is not to the jarringness of this world, because that's why we've disconnected. It's listening to the day to day, so that when you're on your walk and you hear somebody say something, you know, and you take in that knowledge, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that of that house over there that I walked past, that I had it all. Or I didn't expect that from that person who looks to be so happy all the time. And so here, with listening, it also connects you with the world and the humanity of the world more and more. It brings us then to our energy to be mindful of, and it's the Four of Wands. Be mindful that, you know, here, we might not have the new opportunities that we thought were going to come during this time. Or we might not be celebrating our home, right? Our home might be very chaotic right now. So do be mindful about this as well. The four walls within ourselves is also the body that houses the soul. So knowing that we can feel stressed or anxious or overwhelmed, and that door could have been opened through an accident or through, lifing, and everything became more real. And so the peace that we found within our own being isn't as peaceful as it was, because now we're more conscious of things. So just being aware of that, and also being aware that it's normal to feel anxious. It's normal to be overwhelmed. It's normal. And instead of saying I have to be, happy and have everything under control all the time, it's like I get to be human, and it takes time to heal. It takes time to move things forward. And that can also be why spirit isn't having us move forward or jump forward the way that we want to. It's like, no, once you need to unlock within you the steadiness of your own soul, your own self within your body. And then the floodgates open. Then like everything starts coming in. Our subconscious, our subconscious tarot card, and why I said ooh, Scorpio, is because the death card represents us in the tarot. It is one of the most positive cards within the tarot. I know it spooks everybody out, but the death card is really quite a brilliant card. And we can have a tendency subconsciously to get in our own way, because there is that thing that we're not willing to walk away from yet, or change, or say, you know what, I have to let that go, however that is. And so with the death card reverse, Scorpio, we're going to be like, well, no, it has to be like this. And spirit wants us to transform. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. This is the transformation of soul, spirit, and being. So being aware of this during this time, being aware that subconsciously we can sabotage ourselves or talk ourselves out of things, or make ourselves say, oh, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And then that procrastination bug just comes in and it just festers. So just be aware of this during this time. Okay. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed moon. Bye.